This is Zayla Pants, also known as Ashmalala. I got the building bug again, and this time I felt the need to explore a fantasy realm instead of my usual cyberpunk aesthetic, and I wanted to share what I did. I'm not going to bother trying to list everything here. I'm just going to point out some things I thought were particularly cool that I was able to bring in here, and then maybe some cool things I was able to add to them myself. Everything you're going to see here I got from a Second Life store. So if you see something you like, just let me know and I'll dig up the name of the store for you. This stag, for example, I got from a gacha at the Second Life birthday event that's happening right now. It's a companion that you attach to yourself, so he'll sit with you and walk with you, blah, blah, blah. He's a bit too big for my tiny parcels, so I'll detach him for now. I looked out and found a rental piece of land that had double the land impact allowance, 1,400 prims, and I damn near used up all of it from building this place. Complex objects like this weeping ant here, and all the animate animals like the bunnies and the freestanding stags really pile on the land impact like crazy. The bunnies are actually the cheapest that I've seen. Like usually you'll see these animate animals around like 40 land impact, and these bunnies are only like 18 each. I mean, still there's over 100 prim count here from just the bunnies, but yeah, I think they did a pretty good job, and it really helps to add motion to the land, to have the animals, and you'll see butterflies, and there's all this kind of motion I have going on in the land. I'm quite proud of the windlight settings. If you saw my brief look at windlight presets video, I couldn't quite get a handle on it that time. It took a lot of playing around with it before I finally got this misty golden hour look that I had in my head. And here, if you really like this, here are the settings if you want to try and recreate it for your own place. This baby wandering goat is about 40 land impact. It's another gotcha item, but it was so cute I had to try. I mean, just one of them wandering around, right? Yeah, it's clipping through the grass, but what are you going to do? These stones kind of reminded me of something from Skyrim, and that's fantasy, right? So I felt I should add them in there. I added a particle emitter and a swirling cloud of some sort to give it like that subtle magical touch. There was a moment when it seemed like everybody had this flying whale. There's a version that roams around like the bunnies and the goat, but I'm afraid that it'll stray outside the bounds of my little parcel and get me in trouble, so I'm just using the static version. But yeah, just, fantastical and not what you usually see in a fantasy type situation. So, I mean, I had to have it myself. Back behind the witch's cottage here, I put a little garden area. I couldn't help myself, right? I had to start creating a little story in my head about who this person was that would live here. The house being named Witch's Cottage kind of helped me jumpstart the idea. Like, my fantasy character is a lone hermit witch who settled in an isolated valley to keep to herself, and it seemed only appropriate that the lady hermit would be self-sustaining with a garden. They came with these baskets and the tending animations, which was pretty cool. The fox, you'll notice, is not animesh. It's a bit cheaper on land impact, and it also wanders around. But you can see that the quality of animation appears a bit janky in comparison. Not as smooth. The statue and the candles takes this place to like a bit more fantastical level than the front area. And in the back you'll see there's another stag gotcha that I got. This time it's a smaller version that you just res out. It's not a companion. I got this pig pen from the same store as the garden, and you can tell it's an older item because the pigs are completely static. It's not even the fox's level of animation quality, but you can click on it to turn the pig noises on and off, which is nice if you want to add some more farming atmosphere. I got this river building kit a while back, and it was the first thing I wanted to build for this scene. I had this vision of like a winding river running through a forest, and I mean, I didn't really have much room to make it, but I'm very happy with what I came up with. The animated water planes are just like amazing. You just, you know, spread them out along the path. But they didn't come with any sound, so I had to figure out how to add sound to objects. By figured out, I mean, I Googled Second Life playing audio on a loop and was able to get a working script out of people responding to others asking the same question. The same goes for the rain here. All animation, no sound. I did buy the sounds from the store, and you add them, and then you add the script, and then the script plays it. You just got to make sure you tick that little box in that bottom left-hand corner so it actually plays it. So now we head into the witch's cottage itself. I wanted to make it very cozy. I got very fixated on finding hanging herbs because it's a witch, so you're gonna have herbs. God, that was just non-existent in the marketplace. I was very lucky to have already had a fireplace stashed away somewhere. I don't remember when I got it. The books everywhere in that little corner, because of course a reading nook just equals cozy to me. And then I have the evidence of the witch working her magic strewn about the room, of course. This balcony is my favorite area. Just the perfect convergence of that golden hour wind light and the rain. But I'm like nice and dry sitting inside. It's just, this is like my perfect happy place. This is what it looks like in my mind. If I ever get rid of, I will get rid of this scene eventually. I'm not going to rent this place forever. But when I get rid of this scene, one thing I'm definitely going to hold on to is this little corner with this view. So I can just like pop back up someplace when I want to bring it up again. One last thing before I end the video. I realized there was this little corner of the parcel that I hadn't done anything with it. And I just wanted to show what I added, like just now. And so here we go. It's another stag, of course. Who needs leftover land impact, right? And I got this little tree shrine. It seemed perfect to be in this corner between all these shafts of light. And these are actually the only things I made from scratch, these shafts of light. It's just a simple, that cone prim, and then that smoke texture that comes with the base inventory folder. And then you just turn that sideways, and then you add the smooth animation to it. And that smooth animation is also found in the base inventory folder. Like, it comes. You don't have to buy it or find it. You open up Firestorm and it's in your inventory. So yeah, you add it to it, and it just adds this very lovely flowing effect, like light is streaming down. Excuse me while I fix the bush. So pro tip for those of you who don't already know, if you adjust the size of an object and the texture goes all wonky, you just reset the vertical and horizontal back to 1, and it totally fixes it. So that's pretty much it. I went for land impact allowance over space, and I think it was totally worth it. I really appreciate those of you who made it all the way to the end. Next time I do one of these, it'll most likely be another cyberpunk build. See you then.